more step. So let's say I want to move that to the second step. So here I'm using a notification. Okay. So normally now Pega 7 has a feature which is actually we call as send email, or either you can go for push notification. So let's say we go with the send email. Okay. Send confirmation. Okay. So okay. Okay. Yeah. So just okay, like this is as done. So before doing more things on the Cosmo notification, right? I'll tell you some of the basic things which is required for email communication in Pega. Okay. So first thing, actually, like whenever your case is there, so any communication which is required, right? So that for that specific, you need to enable the email part of it. Okay. So if you go and you need to go to the Designer Studio integration, and you can see the email, right? You need to start with the email widget, so that actually like you want, what you want is actually you want to enable email service for your case. Okay, so here actually say receive an email and create manage a work object. Okay, so that you need to give the work type. Okay, what will be the starting flow. So if you say because we are doing for specific for purchase, we can go for py purchase. Okay, the flow known will be py start case. Okay, so if you want to start with like currently we don't want to create the work. Okay, this is the egate rule set, this one. Click next. Here it will be a listener. Okay, you are going to create a listener. So anytime when you receive the email, it will start the service for you. And you need to create a email account as well. So let's say I'm going to create the Pega Mukesh is my default one. Okay. Oh. So by default it will be set up there. Okay. So this is the service package which is going to be created. Okay. So this is actually going to create the email default, the same name with that. So just click next. Sorry. Oh, it needs to be changed here to our application name purchase. Okay. Yeah. So this is the email account. So here actually like you need to send that who is the sender, okay, and who is the receiver. Okay. So it's actually like using the Gmail at the moment. I don't know, it doesn't work that this. Okay, fine. Okay, click next. Now it will be set up the complete details for you: service package, email listener, email account, and some of the work properties to that. Okay. So once you're happy with this thing, you just create your, yeah. So now it's actually like your email configuration is done. Okay. So that's the first step, like how you need to set up your email account which associated with the work type. Okay. Once you have done that, we can able to send email from our case. Actually, we are able to receive email. We are able to both sides. We are able to do that now. Okay. And the next thing, what is the necessity of communication, right? So if it is a better communication, like whom we are going to connect, like whom we need to send the message. Okay. The first thing we need to remember on that, like when we are sending a message, who is the recipient for that? Okay. What is the content of that? Like what message we want to send him? Okay. And when we need to send him. So that three things actually, like when we are communicating with the notification and the correspondence, we need to think on that. Okay. So here actually whom we want to send the communication, the person who is going to buy the purchase, so that will be the customer. Okay. And then it will send a confirmation mail to send email, send confirmation. Oh, sorry, actually it should be verify payment, right? Oh, something got changed. Yeah. So this is actually like whom we are communicating. So that thing, if you see it here in the send email step, actually like either you are sending it to an individual or a party. So party can be a customer, it can be owner, or it can be interested parties. Okay. So that is like in Pega we called as work parties. So directly like the work parties are nothing but, so who is interested in your case. So one will be the customer, who is the client for that. Okay. One will be like your BPO and other thing, who is going to handle your case. Okay. So normally we created as owner. So that will be operator IDs. Okay. And there will be some other people who will be interested in your case. Okay. So interested means that like say if you need an approval. Okay. And who will going to verify the payment, who is going to check the inventory, who is going to package that. So they are actually like your interested parties in your case. So they might be impact, they might not impact the case. So that type of people are interested parties. Okay. Yeah. So that's we can say. So either you can send it to individual or you can send that to uh, work parties. Okay, so in Pega we call it work parties, customer, owner, or interested. Okay. So now the next thing is called as like how what you want to send to them. Okay. So let's say like the email, and I'm just using a general email ID here. Okay. Subject actually you can say order details. Okay. The next thing is your content, what you want to send to them. Okay. And how you want to send them. So currently, like you can see here, you can write it your text here. Okay, whatever the text you want to create as a rich text, you can create it here. Okay, you can attach as a attachment also. Okay, whatever the things you want to send, you want to attach as a attachment, that also we can do that. Okay, or there is a way it's called as correspondence rule. Okay, so correspondence provide the body of your email, what the content you want to send. So that actually we normally call as correspondence rule. Okay, so let's say we want to use uh, details something. Okay, yeah, so here you can see we got to the email part of it. Okay, so this is actually like some of the details. Okay, so this is actually like what we do is actually we can write the this is a correspondence rule. Okay, so here we want to write the text of that, like what you want to send to the user, you can send it, you can put it here. Okay, so you can have different options to format your email. Okay, and you can see these three things, right? So here actually what we are doing is we are entering the details. Okay, whatever the users has entered it there, we are just entering it there. So actually like it's a dynamic one. So what is the run time? Who is created the operator? So that entered by the operator will come. So that's the dynamically we are populating the properties here. So you can see these two options. Max no, that's two options. Sorry, there is one more below is gone now. Insert property and insert rule. Okay. So if you do the insert property, so here it's like you say what property you want to include here. So if you say I give dot, okay, currently like it's from the so let's say I'm going to save as this to my rule set first. So let's say I'm just changing the name to product details. Okay, product order details. Fine. And here you can see that you have different type of communication, email, fax, or mail, or phone text. So currently we are going with the email. Okay. So you can change the class as well to your own. Let's say we want to give the purchase. Right, that's all. Class of page, the default page has been set of the class of the rule confirmed by resaving. That's what I'm doing. Okay, just okay. So it will pick up the values from there now. Okay. So the current case of that. So now if you see you want to include any properties here, okay. So which is actually part of the our current case. So let's say we just click on to this. So now it will show the properties of the our purchase option. Okay. So payment option, purchase, total amount. So we want to include the total amount here like that. Or you want to include the customer. So let's say I want to give the customer first name as a property. Okay. So this is actually just the format. You can skip or you can use a when condition when it should be displayed when it should not displayed as well. Okay, I can write just here like that, customer name. Okay, so that I can format the body of that. So I can use it dynamically, or I can do that. So this is actually the runtime. It will pick up the values from there, from your case itself. And there is one more thing. You can include other rules as well. Okay, as you can see, rule HTML paragraph, rule HTML sections, rule obj core, rule obj fragment. So these are the some other rules we can see. HTML we have section we have created, right? So let's say we want to include a section here. Okay, so you can see all the sections here. So if you say I want to include the select product. Okay, so let's say I included the sections within that now. So let's see how. So this is actually we have saved it. Okay, and here in place of that we want to use our own correspondence now. Product order details. Okay. Yeah. So now if you go there and launch the same from the manager portal, we'll see how communication works now. Okay. Don't actually, like, I made one changes to just see actually the details is working. So that actually uh, I added this one, so I can, you can see the price of product details there, and you can order based on that. Okay. So let's say I'm going with this one. So product price is 6,000. I want to go with one of quantity of that. Okay. So let's see, we'll go with the one quantity now. Okay. So this is your review. Okay. You are doing the review in the remodeling order. So you are happy with the product. So just submit the same. Okay. This is the payment option. We'll do the some things on that. Once you have clicked submit, it will send the email to me. The customer who has raised the request, it will do that one.
Mukesh?
Yes, Shakib.
Yeah, so in this correspondence rule type, everything I've understood, but at the beginning, like in the send email, when we are adding it as a stage initially,
Mm-hmm.
so what all parameters do we need there? Like service package and like three others are there, right? Just can you just
Yeah,
give me a
normally,
glance at it?
yeah, normally what happens is actually like that will be set up. Actually, like it will be there for you. Okay, you no need to worry about that. Someone actually like in your team will do that. Actually, someone in LSA will set up that one. So normally like that detail is actually like, so you can see that you got that right. So this is the what we have seen this one, purchase date, product ID. We have included that sections, right? So
Yeah.
similarly, it's displayed in the email now. So currently, like it's not able to send that. So it's because he's using some default at the rate of sample. Why it's still so? Because we have changed that. It should use and able to send that. Okay, so it's actually like something is actually skip stopping to sending that because my Pega Mukesh connection in the Gmail is not working. Otherwise, the content you can see email format is ready. Okay. So you can use customer name doesn't come because we don't have any property as the set. We have not set the customer till now. Okay. So this is you can see the complete section. What is we have displayed there? It came here as a read-only mode here in the email. Okay. Yeah. So that's email. That's what actually I show you first time. Actually, you don't need to see at the moment now. Actually, that will be like need to be done by someone from the LSA role. Actually, that is the configuration you need to set up that.
Can you just open that settings or gear option for that send email one?
Which one?
At this, yeah, here, like
Yeah.
on the, yeah, for that one, just to open the properties or like what
This
all
is
are
the property for
configured.
that. This is the property here.
No, not this one, like on the pop-up, like at the initial stage when you're
No,
configuring
no, no.
send
That
email.
is different. This is not related to this. What I did is the widget. There is a separate widget for that. Integration, email widget.
Okay,
So that is required for the complete case.
okay. So this email wizard is useful for what? I mean, only after doing this send email we can do this, or that is
No, first,
different?
see. Actually, like if you have created an application, right? It need to
Okay,
connect it to some email server, right?
okay, okay,
So that actually we are doing. Actually, we are connecting the your application to an email server. So how it will be communicate with the other world, right? Email can't
okay,
send it without anything. So it need to go
okay,
to the server. From the server, it will pick up and it will send it from there,
okay, okay. So
right?
here also we need that, right? In the send email where we are
Yes.
doing it.
No, actually, because see, you are associating with the application using the email widget at the top level. So if
No,
you see
tell me
your
the
app,
difference between.
that is actually just a step. Actually, there
Okay,
we are not sending email. There we are comparing the application with the server. So if you say you will see integration resource, okay, you can see email account now. Okay, so there will be an email account attached to our case. So you can see here Pega Mukesh, which is I use for our part. Okay,
okay,
and there will be listener will be created who will listen the uh, listener for our part. Okay, so this is the email. So this is our rule set. Okay, so it's going to associate it with this service class. You can see purchase work purchase. Okay,
okay.
so that actually is just we are linking the server to our application.
Okay, so the send email, what you're saying, added in as a stage in that case, it is an internal one, like it's not
No, no,
connected to
no.
the
That is
server.
not internal one. When this is internal things. What I showed you this email account in email listener will be internal things. When I'm doing that
Okay.
in the case, there actually whom I want to send, what's the
Yeah.
subject, what's the detail I want to send to him. That's thing I need to bother on that.
Okay. So integration email and then email wizard we have chosen from the settings right there on the left.
Yes.
So that one is used to connect to the server. So did we do that for this process here for the send email which you are highlighted now?
No, see, see, first time you need to do it. Actually, like whenever you start
Okay.
your application, you need to do it.
Okay.
Anytime an
Okay.
email need to be sent, that will use that the
Mm.
setting you did in the email
Okay.
server.
Yeah, for the first time we'll have to do it then.
Yes, that's the one-time job that you need to
Okay.
set up your email account, listeners with the your
Yeah, yeah.
application.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, got that. I mean, I did we do that today also because I didn't see that, so I was asking.
That I did only, right? That email setting which I did, that was,
The integration.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that is what I was confused that
yeah, that is actually
integration
one
email
time.
and then
That is the one-time job.
yeah, yeah.
So you need to actually
Okay,
normally
okay.
that is done by LSA. Actually, when
Okay.
you are creating an application, right? You need to attach with the email server so that the application will communicate. If you want to send email, how you can send it,
Yeah, yeah, got that now.
right? So you are actually
Okay.
setting up, connecting with the email server. Actually, it may be Gmail or your company Outlook Exchange or Gmail or
Yeah.
Yahoo, anything. Connect with that
Mhm.
so that okay, anytime if you want to send an email, it will go by that.
Okay, Mukesh. Yeah, now got it's clear.
Yeah. So this is actually, like you can see, correspondence rule has, like you can use correspondence, you can use segment, you can include a correspondence fragment. Okay, so they are the different. Normally, paragraph rule. There is one more thing, you can include a paragraph rule as well. So paragraph rule are nothing but is actually, like you can say, instructions. So whatever the instructions you are getting, you want to update that instruction to here. So what does instruction mean? So when you see a railway ticket, right? So every railway ticket, in the below of that, there will be instruction will be written, right? So that will be not going to change. So that is the constant information you want to update that. So that type of information, you can just create a paragraph rule for that. And you can just include a paragraph there. So I'll just show you. So if you say within same email, okay, you want to include a paragraph rule as well. So here actually I want to write the instructions. So let's give me 1 minute. So this is shopping instruction. Okay. Let's see. So you have this things, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this as a below of my email itself. Okay. Yeah. So here I'm going to create a paragraph rule. Okay. So let's say I want to include as a rule HTML paragraph instruction online. Okay. So that I want to create it. Okay. Yeah. So just put it here. Oh, I want to change. Okay. 14, and I don't want any background. Oh, by default it's coming there. Okay, fine. So let's save this one. Okay. So it's saved, and within that it's done. Okay. Save this. Saved it, and now if you see you create a one more case. It's taking time to create the email.
So these listeners, they are a part of this email configuring only, is it, Mukesh? Or
Yeah, email. See, um, if you want, like, see, actually, like, this is the purchase, right?
listeners?
Sometime, yeah, sometime actually say, you want to send, like, there is a website. Okay, you created a website. Okay, and there actually what you did, you created your online shopping. Okay, there you click send. Okay, you did the click button. Okay, so what it is actually going to do is, it is going to send the online order to your system. So that came as an email.
Yeah, that correspondence, whatever we created will be
No, no,
sent.
not that way, not that way. So if you say company has a separate website, okay,
Okay.
there you
Yeah.
have choose your product and everything you have done.
Okay.
Okay. So that time, so if you send an email to the application, so this email is came for this order,
Okay.
and you want to start your case after that. So that will be email based processing will be you can do using the listener. So listener will check it that if any mail came to your application.
Okay. Yeah. So,
That is little bit, yeah.
can you show, will you show that also? Or?
No, that is the advanced
Oh.
course. Actually, it's not needed as
Oh.
of now.
Mhm. So you're saying listener, it actually checks if one has received an email or not.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you see that now that instructions are also came into that as a paragraph rule. So the same thing you can include in every cases. The same information we can able to create that. Okay. Yep. So that's actually like if we say correspondence, we can see the some more things on that. So normally, like if you can see your process category, you will see the correspondence in that correspondence, correspondence fragment, and correspondence type. So you can either communicate by the fax, you can go by uh, email, mail, and fax. That's the four option. You have SMS, phone, text. Okay.
Correspondence fragment and type, how are they different with correspondence?
Type is this four. Okay, like what? How you want to communicate? You want to communicate by the email, fax, or phone, text.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no.
Okay. Fragments is another thing which is written not in plain thing. It will be written in, you can see that. So if you say if you open, it will be written in HTML.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll show you some more different one. So fragments, if you don't write in plain format. So if you say like if you say work details, oh sorry, no, that one. Okay, see like work link. So you can see that it's written in JSP or other language.
Okay.
Okay, only thing is that the fragments when we write, we don't write that in plain one. So we need to write in uh, some other language to get it, these details. Okay, and you can include the same thing. So in the runtime, that will be converted into HTML.
Okay.
Okay, so the fragments are don't return. We don't mainly like use. I don't use anytime this one yet. Okay, so this is your fragments. Okay, so this is some of the things which we need to know about the notification, correspondence, correspondence type, correspondence fragment, and how you can include them within the send email. Or there is one more way you can, what you can do is see, in your case, so if you say I want to use setup this itself, okay, I need to go to the actual flow for that. Okay, so if you say I have in advanced type of the assignment save, I can see a notification. So here it's like we see, I need to check out first. Yeah, so if you see notification, you can see custom, and you can now see some of the routers which is available: notify, notify all, notify assignee, notify party, okay, send push to assignee, send push. So these are the some of the things which is already created by Pega. So if you say I'm going to notify, so here it will ask me which correspondence I want to send, what's my party role, and what's the subject of that. So this will be again another way to handle the, so if you say I want to use any, so what correspondence you want to send, what's the role of the party. So here if you like you say only party will become, you cannot send to anyone. Okay. So this way also we can do that. So the customer is not set, so it will give me, it will not run properly, it will, correspondence problem will come. Other way we need to set up the correspondence, the customer work parties first. So if it reach that step, it will send that one from there. So it will add now two attachment. One will be with the failure, one with the just an attachment. It's taking longer time. Okay, it's only added one. The other one we have saved it, right? Oh, might be I've not saved it properly, so it's not working that. So it's add order the previous one only. Okay. Yep. So that's actually the way we want to communicate with the communication, actually email, correspondence, fragment tool. Okay. So we'll see the other things on to the tomorrow's class now. Okay. SLA we'll see on tomorrow. Service level actions, we'll check it out tomorrow's class. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mukesh, I have another question not related to this.
Yeah.
So, like previously when you have explained, after we create data pages, we then have this list and then the normal page, right? Like D underscore A and D underscore A list.
Yes.
They are created. So we use them for the reference.
Yes.
So yeah, my question is like when we have an option to refer, like if we want to refer a property C which is in the page of B, we directly refer it like B dot C.
Yes.
Then
Right.
we have that option, and then like we can also refer it using this data page D underscore list dot B, something like that. So
Right.
what is the difference? Like why we can directly call it B dot C, right? Why do we need this data pages and
Yeah. See, data pages are like are the declare rules. Okay. So like see. Okay, I'll give you an example. Yeah. So now if you see it here, okay, the detail this is actually coming from data page. Like if you change the product here, okay, so the details are changing here. Okay, so this product ID are coming from a data page list. Okay, and if you are changing any of them, actually it's a individual data page. So what you are choosing is the value you choose the product ID here. You are passing it here to display to open a data page once again to display all these details once again. So normally like here what will the use of data page will improve the performance. So you don't need to bother about that. The information what is there in the page is stale or it's an old or anything like that. So if the data page is once you have done, it will be there. So you can use that page to enhance the performance of the application. So this is the ID drop down. So you don't need to do anything. So just when you are setting that up, you can see here. So see, I have my purchase in user interface section. Okay. So that's the drop down, right? So that drop down, you can see now Pega has enhanced that feature. So see, I use this way. So data page, the data page list. Okay, what I want to display it to the user. So that's the product name I'm displaying it to the user. So that's it. You don't need to see that how the values you are going to populate in the data page. So Pega will take care of that because you have already defined that. So you don't need to do how you are going to put the values in this data page. Whenever you have refer it, the value will be auto populated in the data page.
okay? Yeah. So
You just need to do
directly also we can do that, but this method is it enhances because it quickly refreshes from
no.
database and then
That method, see, you need to populate the page from your end. You need to write an
okay.
activity to populate it. Whenever the values are changing, you need to call an activity to again to
Oh,
populate
got
it
it.
once again.
Yeah, so that is a different and it's a big process when compared
Yeah,
with this.
right. So I like you need to write in some methods to get the values,
Yeah,
then populate the
yeah.
page, right? And
Okay.
here you
Yeah,
don't
but
need to
on
do anything.
every turn
Actually,
it has we have to refresh and call activity and all.
yes, right.
Okay. Yeah, got
But
it.
here I don't need to
Understood.
do anything now. So if you see same thing, if you see this section, what I'm doing is actually I'm using a D product. So whatever the parameter I'm choosing in the drop down, okay. So that's actually I'm passing it. Okay, in the first, what are the parameter I used? I just passed that as a parameter to it to get the details of the uh, single page. And from there, I'm getting these 4 values and I'm displaying it here.
Okay. So
That
with
is
that
pretty common.
primary key we pass and then it fetches all the details related to that from that table.
Yes, that's right. So if you see on your
Okay.
data page, so now if you see go to the clipboard, you will see that. So the data page they have maintained in a separate one now. So if you see what the case ID for us, it's PU28, I think, no? 27.
20.
Yeah. So select that work object. If you see, if you go to data pages, you will see there in the thread label, we have created that as a thread label. Okay, so you can see the D, what is the parameter we are passing, the details are coming here. So all the list, so you, the product list, so that's contain the how it's populated within the PX results. It will show you that here. Okay, so now if you say I'm change that, okay, I'm going to change this. Okay, so you can see that parameter it will change the parameter as well there. So let's say I'm going to change with the refrigerator. Okay, so it's changed. So just you need to refresh the page as well. Okay, 1 minute. So for the product, right? So let's say just rephrase the same. Okay, I need to rephrase this. Why it's okay? Rephrase the case itself, and it's show you that. So if you now there, it will be changed with the parameter. I think it will be 6 now in that. Okay, so now it's changed to 3 to 6. So the page of 6 now is coming. Okay. So you just what you did? You just did the drop down change, right?
Yeah.
Pega automatically change the parameter and retrieve the details and show it to you.
Yes, got it.
Okay.
Yeah. One more small thing.
Yeah.
So we have page list and page group, right? I got the differences and everything. So like page list we use this numeric subscripts, and for page groups we use this alphabets. So
Yeah.
when both of them are serving the same purpose, like when do we use when? Like how do we choose which one to use?
Okay. It's depend actually how you are going to design your system, right? So if you say you have 10 checks, okay? So you
Okay.
are working on a banking application, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For each check number, by check number, you want to display the details, right? So for each page, you are going to create as a page group because that will be not in order. You want to create the page as the base of the check number. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you are going to do is you are going to create a page group where the subscript will be your check number.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So it is completely dependent on the application or what we are using.
Yes. So if you say you want to like work in a loop, okay, you have 10 employees. So you want to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to work in that way.
Yeah.
Or you have like product list. So in the product list, you want to see what are the different items you have purchased in an order way. So you have one item is this, second is this, like that. So that will be a list.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now clear. Got it. Thank you.
Yep. So that's it. We'll stop now and we'll meet again and we'll see some more details on the SLAs as well on tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.